That's Iron Claw. And it's because I've built 2 ride skins out of it already. Full flight? Okay, we'll do full flight. So let me briefly check my notes because I have a spreadsheet which shows me all of the analytics for these rides that I would ever want. It is of course from standard. We're gonna look at its base blueprint as well as how it performs otherwise too. So as with any ride, you always want to put the exit close by where the staff facility for that ride is so that mechanics don't have to walk very far when they come to fix it. It improves ride throughput. Full Flight has a capacity of 16 riders, which is not very much in the long run, but at base it looks like you can probably charge $0 because it's not tested. Let me simulate this real quick. Full Flight looks pretty fun. Like, you and another passenger next to you get kind of strapped in and you're swinging around, and it looks like it rotates a little bit too. You get the on-ride experience. Feels a little bit dizzying, but not too bad overall. And what you can charge for the base game blueprint is $7.53, which isn't so bad, with no scenery bonus. Notably, with switching up the ride sequence, you can get it to 500 prestige, which is a benchmark for you being able to get the ride to classic status, which is important. Let me show you real quick. This reputation bar at the bottom, if it reaches this unknown question mark piece, it'll gain 20% appeal at the end of its life cycle if it has a fully maxed out ride prestige bar. It's really difficult to get, and certain rides aren't able to get there. Coughs in Skywatcher. Skywatcher is a pretty bad ride for that reason. We can do a little bit of modification to this baby, and I have done the legwork already to 1, and we let it test again, and we get to see what the prestige comes up to. 528 prestige, that's over the benchmark. Half of this bar is all in scenery. So for a full scenery bonus, let me just spam a couple boulders because that's the best way to get there quickly. Looky here. Now it's 1,000 prestige, which means that if it were to get to this fabled reputation mark, which is about 4 to 5 in-game days, once the ride opens, it'll start ticking down its age. But this also means guests will want to ride it more. And sometimes it impacts its excitement, fear, and nausea ratios. Though I find this happens more with coasters and head chopper effects than anything. And overall, because you can get this ride to classic, I would say that it's a decent ride to throw in your park. The ride time is very important. It is 97.67 seconds for 16 riders to go. So it's got a decent throughput. It's somewhere middle of the road, not counting unloading the ride, of course, and loading it, and of course any inspections that might happen. But because the ride is pretty quick, you can get pretty well guaranteed inspections, so you won't have any ride problems because of the ride being in motion while a mechanic is waiting at the exit. So what do I think of Full Flight overall? I think it's overall a decent ride. Its nausea factor isn't too high, so for guests to come through and ride it, there's not going to be a vomit puddle at the exit. Additionally, the intensity, or the fear, is not so high that it's going to deter guests. You can see pretty much everyone in the park that's coming through is going on the ride. And that's a really good thing. It means that families can tolerate this ride. It's not too intense for them. It means that teenagers will still have it within their range. They think it's intense enough to ride. Although its excitement isn't too high, guests won't complain about it. Overall though, I think Full Flight is a pretty decent ride. I'll say it's middle of the pack, somewhere at like 3-star or so. And I'd like to say it's like a B plus, maybe high in the B tier. It's a very solid ride that you can throw into any park. That's it for this ride review. If you enjoyed, have any thoughts, questions, or queries, please leave them down in the comments or in the chat, as the case may be. And thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.